Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah!
We got it! We got it!
New 52 book.
Somebody clip this for the woman.
Welcome to Superman. I'm Jared. Dun 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 dun. So I'm here with Nick from the Phoenix Press. What's up, brother?
I'll be back.
Yeah, so all right, I titled this stream a very specific reason. So we're talking about the action figures episode. And here's the funny part about this. I titled it Terminator because here's the funny part. So here's our piece of trivia. This is the one time where we only see Metallo's like alloy self and not like his skin. And he literally comes out of the water like a Terminator.
I mean, the fact that it looks like the endoskeleton of a T-800 totally has nothing to do with it.
I know, right? Totally not. And the fact that he gets buried in lava definitely doesn't have anything to do with it. All right, hey, what's up, Giratina? Yes, Metallo. Another villain that Warner Bros. Keeps on neglecting of such reckless behavior. Yes, exactly.
Obligatory, he was almost in the Snyderverse reference.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's our one Snyderverse reference. Well, actually, it could be more than one because this is Comics League, so I'll allow it. And
yes.
So this is an interesting episode where these kids are playing with action figures on a volcano, and he emerges. He doesn't have any memories of who he is, so the kids
or so he says.
Or so he says. So the kids call him Tin Man, reference to Alice in Wonderland right there. And
Wizard of Oz.
Oh, sorry. Wizard of Oz. Yeah, exactly. I got those two confused. But it happens to 1 in 5 podcasters. Anyway.
Happens to 1 in 5 Jareds.
Yeah. That doesn't even make sense, but all right.
Yes, it does.
Leave it to Nick. Leave it to Nick. That when he tries to put my joke back on me, he messes that up.
Kindly fluff off.
Now, so that, and he slowly gains his. You know what's kind of funny? He gets his memories back after hearing the words Lois Lane.
I mean, I pretty much assumed he had his memory back from the start. He was just manipulating the kids. That was my assumption.
Yeah, but if he wasn't, isn't it kind of funny how Lois Lane awakens the evil within him?
It's like, I've heard of this lameness before.
Exactly. So Lois goes there because she hears there's this Tin Man there. Superman obviously suspects who it is, so he flies to Dr. Emil Hamilton and grabs his anti-kryptonite suit. Now, here's a problem with this episode. So obviously when Metallo fights Superman, he has the kryptonite core exposed, and at one point he punches Superman's helmet off. And Superman is still able to like move and punch him. Where beforehand, when any part of Superman's exposed to kryptonite, he's like, So I'm like, this doesn't work.
Okay, this is again like headcanon time here. I thought like if only certain parts of his body are exposed, it's a limited exposure to where like maybe he's not feeling the full effects of it, but it is weakening him slightly. That's just my rationale.
Here's the problem. His chest is also open.
I got nothing.
It's his chest and head. So I'm like, you're not following your own internal logic, bro. So I'm
Bruce Tim.
Yeah. Wait, who wrote this episode? Hang on, let me see. This was written by Hillary Bader. Bader.
Okay, we don't know who that is, so we're not gonna
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, with that, I was like, you would think someone would catch that, but all right, I'll just go with that. And Metallo apparently tries to drown Superman in lava. That's a first. But it's an interesting episode, and see the thing about it, not that much happens in the episode.
Yeah.
Which I gotta be honest, this is why I'm giving this episode at least a 7 out of 10, because it's still fun, but not that much happens, and it's not like this big episode for the season.
Yeah, I give it a 7.5 out of 10 only because I love Malcolm McDowell.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Malcolm McDowell bonus or whatever, but even slightly, it's just nothing really happens. It's like, okay, yeah, Malcolm McDowell's in it. Malcolm McDowell's awesome. I love him. I love his voice. Cool, but the wrapping around it, it's like you have a flamin' yaw, and then you just put hamburger buns on it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, it's still a good episode, but with all that, with like the quality that came before it in terms of writing, in terms of stuff, it doesn't live up to what came before it.
It's not the world's finest episode.
We're almost there. Hopefully,
I'm
we're
counting
almost
down.
There.
I am counting down.
Yeah, I'm checking Max right now to see how many weeks we have until we get to World's Finest, because I too want to cover that episode so badly.
Some very strong iodine.
Yeah, exactly. So let me see here. By the way, in the meantime, you in the chat, tell us, what did you think of this episode? And really, the part that I did like is the obvious Terminator reference. I refuse to give this any bonus points because, and I would have had he actually, because the episode ends with him being like covered in lava. I would have loved if at least his arm popped out of the lava. He didn't have to do the thumbs up, but at least do that, because it's the endoskeleton being falling into some fiery material. Why wouldn't you do that?
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So according to my count, we have exactly, we have by February, we will be doing World's Finest.
All right. What kind of trivia do we have for this episode, sir?
There's not that much, as a matter of fact. Just that, let me go back. Just that the Tin Man is a reference to Tin Woodsman in The Wizard of Oz. And, here's the interesting thing. This is the only time in the DCAU where Metallo's full alloy look is seen in action. Because before, it's just like he's got half his skin and stuff, like Arnold. I wouldn't be surprised if the design was based off of Terminator.
Partially,
it would be hilarious, Nick, if they made a Metallo movie directed by James Cameron. I know. Wouldn't that be great if only there was a movie that's like that? But yeah, so 7 out of 10, I would say that's really where I'm gonna put my rating of the episode. Next week we are covering.
So did you know?
Hang on. Next episode we're doing Double Dose, where Livewire teams up with Parasite to confront and defeat Superman.
Interesting.
So go on, Nick.
Did you know that they eventually uploaded Metallo's neural matrix up like the Department of Defense, and they transported him to the secret bunker known as Raven Rock, and there it survived until the nuclear apocalypse, until the remnants of the United States, known as the Enclave, found him, and he became the President John Henry Eden.
Oh my gosh, Nick!
Tell me you know what I'm referencing.
Raven Rock. Is that a Terminator reference?
Fallout 3.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't play Fallout 3 all the way, so.
He voiced Malcolm McDowell voices John Henry Eden in Fallout 3.
Okay, that's interesting. That kind of works. So now we're gonna transition to our usual discussion of like general topics at the end of this, and you guys can ask us whatever questions you would like to ask us.
All right, I got one for you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your favorite Malcolm McDowell performances? Like, what
I
do you
haven't
know
seen him in that much stuff besides Metallo.
He was the lead in Clockwork Orange.
Mm-hmm. Haven't seen it.
He was Soren in Star Trek Generations.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I liked him in Star Trek Generations for sure. Wasn't he also the bad guy in Get Smart?
I think.
The one with Steve Carell.
See, also, this is not his first time voicing a DC villain. He's Mad Mod in Teen Titans.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and our short-lived coverage of it on my channel, we did get that episode, and I meant to point it out.
He was also in Halloween.
Oh yeah, he was. I think he was Dr. Loomis in the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Castlevania. He was. Yep. Let's see here. He is a legendary actor. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He was in Call of Duty Revelations. That's cool.
Oh. All right. So Nick, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you want to tell this audience about the prank I played on you?
Just go for it.
So, as you guys know, there was a lot of Black Friday sales on Steam. And I got Nick to say on stream that if I bought him Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and Gotham Knights, he would stream them on the channel. Obviously, playing co-op with me if we can. We're going to do it for Suicide Squad. Gotham Knights we can't because it's not crossplay, but I'll still BB them in chat. But anyway, so he's going to do that. He's going to play I finally got Nick to play Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
He found a way. The son of a biscuit found a way.
Exactly. So be sure to check out Nick's channel for that, which it's going to be really fun to see. Because the reason why I'm interested is because I want to see if you would agree with like every criticism that's been lobbied about this game, or if there's some of them that you're like, okay, that was kind of uncalled for.
All right. Also,
there won't be a lot.
Going back to the Mark Metallo thing, do you remember the DC showcase for Green Arrow back in 2010?
Oh, you mean the one where he's picking up Dinah from the airport?
And he faces against Merlin?
Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell voiced Merlin in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going through his IMDb. Oh, he voiced Daedalus in God of War 3.
Okay.
Book of Eli. Let's see here. Yep, Vault 3.
But so let's see. Now let me ask you this, Nick. So according to let's see. What do you guys in the chat want to talk about? Are there any questions that you guys have for us about any current DC stuff, any current Marvel stuff, even whatever you guys want to talk about? Let's go.
Oh, for the Superman Shadow of Apocalypse game, they brought him back from Metallo. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, besides Malcolm McDowell related stuff, what do you guys want to talk about?
All right, one more. He's in Superman 64.
Okay. What's another? So what else do you guys want to talk about?
Okay. We could always bring up Gunn's latest changing of the minds.
Well, because he hasn't so far. I covered all that other stuff.
Yeah. Give it 5 minutes.
Give it 5 minutes. He'll change his mind. Yeah. The thing is, it's like, and by the way, I read the quote word for word. So it's not because I got accused in my comments of misquoting Gunn. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I literally read the quote. And it wasn't taken out of context because it was from a reliable movie news site. So yes. I'm like, what?
That's the problem I have. It's like constantly shifting what's canon, what's not. It's very frustrating.
What he needed to do is to figure it out before he made any announcements. And by the way, I got someone in my comments saying that like they were just announcements. He didn't like necessarily green light those things. And I'm like, why would you announce stuff that you're not sure are actually going to come out though?
I'm gonna be honest. It sounds like James Gunn is trying to gaslight. Oh, I didn't greenlight anything. I just announced it as if there's a difference. I'm sorry, James Gunn. you notice how Kevin Feige doesn't just announce stuff? Like, sure, projects don't come out. That's fine. But he isn't announcing if he announces something, he intends for it to come out.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, if you're telling me that he just announced stuff that he wasn't like firm on on actually releasing, then it's literally the exact same thing we had with the DCEU, because we're supposed to get a Nightwing movie also in the DCEU. By the way, Ashton says, have either of you ever read Titans of Tomorrow, where Connor, Cassie, and Nightwing become the new Trinity? No, I haven't. I will check that out. That sounds like a blast. Of the three, the thing is with Cassie, maybe I think it would more be Connor, Donna, and Nightwing, but I could see why they would put Cassie in there.
I think it's more because Cassie is, I think, more of the current Wonder Girl.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And Donna Troy is like her own person.
Yeah, Donna Troy has kind of become like Nightwing, if you will.
Yeah, she's even had like other identities beyond like Wonder Girl, like Troya and such. Yeah, so
I really don't like that name. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm Graysona." Graysona.
Well, the thing about that is that she's literally named after a Titan from Greek myth.
Yeah.
Honestly, they should have been the future Trinity. They still will, because I'm convinced that they're not going to make Wonder Woman's daughter be the Wonder Woman / leader of the Justice League.
Honestly, they've tried so many times to get rid of Bruce and replace him with Dick Grayson. They've tried it at least 3 times now, and each time it doesn't work. As much as I love Dick Grayson, he's not going to be Batman. It's the same reason why Peter Parker will always be Spider-Man.
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's more than that. It's more than just that Grayson doesn't want to be Batman, because that's a factor that plays into that for sure. It's just the other thing. It's like, from a general audience perspective, whenever anyone thinks of Batman, they think of Bruce Wayne. They don't think of Dick Grayson.
If Batman's out, you need a sub. Go to Dick Grayson. That's fine. Mm-hmm. You want to do like a storyline where he has to sub in for Batman,
like Morrison did.
Yeah, or in the Decamu, Bad Blood, or post Battle for the Cowl.
But it can't be a permanent thing, because, again, when people think of Bruce Wayne, they don't think of Dick Grayson. When they hear the name Dick Grayson, if they think of Dick Grayson at all, and this is because of the Adam West show, they'll think of Robin.
Oh, Dick Grayson is definitely the most popular Robin.
Oh, yeah, he is. 110%. Now, I will say he's gaining popularity as Nightwing, but I'm just saying currently, I think he's known more for being Robin with the general audience.
But he's not mainstream popular yet. He's on that bubble, though. Right on that edge.
He's right there. He's on the verge of crossing over, is what I will say. What he needs is to appear in a movie and then get a movie of his own later.
Yeah, Batgirl is definitely more mainstream popular than Nightwing, for sure.
Yeah, I would say so. It's Batgirl. Really, Batgirl, I think, is the only Bat family member that I think is really mainstream.
No, it's Batgirl, Batman, and Robin. Those are.
The Robin mantle. Yeah. Actually says normies don't really read comics, so I'd say they could get away with it. Yeah, but again, it's like no one. With that, I would believe that if Blue Beetle had not come out and bombed, because no one knew who Blue Beetle is. I think the audience
normies go by the movies. Mm-hmm. Why do you think all the Wanda stands didn't appear until after Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah, that's why I think that. Actually, no, I lost what I was going to say. All right,
happens to 1 in 5 men.
Yeah. It also happens when someone's interrupted. But anyway, but yeah, I do agree on that. It's like I lost it, but yeah.
I didn't interrupt you that time.
You just did. I mean, they could get away with it in the comics. Yeah, they could get away with it in the comics, but that's just because as comic book readers, we know he's coming back. We know it's not permanent. We know everything's cyclical. If you do that in the movie, the real audience doesn't know that's happening.
Yeah, like in the late 2000s, after they killed Batman and Dick Grayson. As far as the comics were concerned, Dick Grayson was the Batman. It wasn't really until later that they brought him back, and I think the runs were doing well. The Dick, like the all the stuff like Stephanie Brown was Batgirl, and I think her trades were selling well, as far as I believe.
Yeah, and it's like that run with Dick Grayson as Batman and Damian as Robin was largely, I think, what served to really at least make Batman fans hate Damian less.
I think it was definitely New 52 that really kind of helped soften him off.
Yeah, that helped. I think it was started with the Morrison run because you saw like a little bit more of humanizing Damian a little bit more, and he had Grayson as his Batman.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's the Camus that saved Damian for me.
Yeah, because he goes through like quite the character arc. See, here's the problem that the animated movies didn't run into with Damian, is that whenever a new writer hops on Damian, they repeat the same story arc.
They reset his character arc, character development.
They reset it because it's like how many times does Damian have to accept that he's a member of the family and that he's not all superior to everyone else? He does it every single damn time. It's like whenever a new person hops on Batman, they're like, okay, Batman's going to learn how to trust the Bat family. He just did that. Go on.
Yeah, I also love how it's like he keeps challenging Dick Grayson to it. Like Dick Grayson and Batman are the only ones who could actually beat him in a fight pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that scene in the Decamu where Nightwing calls Batman, and this is after Nightwing first met Damian, and it's like Nightwing goes, "Hey Bruce, I found something of yours," and it cuts to Nightwing. He's like all scratched up, and Damian's like tied up. I love that. They did a lot of really great moments with Damian in the DC AMU, so I'll agree with you on that one.
But you notice how after that fight, Damian has like a grudging respect for him.
Yeah, because it's like, you beat me in a fight. Yeah, I kind of have to respect you at that point. And even in the DC anime and Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, there's this thing. So Nightwing gets killed by a Doomsday like parademon hybrid thing. But Damian doesn't want to lose his brother, so he puts him in the Lazarus pit, and Nightwing goes crazy.
Oh God! And here I was I thought it was like him tripping and falling on a rock that killed him.
Oh yeah, it's way worse. Well, at least in Injustice, they gave me an idea on how to kill off Lois Lane or Steve Trevor.
Also, I was watching some clips of Crisis on Infinite Earths. The Arrowverse, they had the Injustice universe, but where Superman didn't go crazy in it, he just got depressed.
Yeah.
Like you notice how the Joker killed all his friends, and he didn't go crazy. He just kind of got like a bit depressed. Like that is a more realistic depiction of Superman.
Because you know what that Earth was? It was no. It was literally Kingdom Come.
Well, it was the Reeves verse.
It was the Reeves verse, but they turned it into Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's what would happen. He wouldn't turn evil. What would happen is he would go off and brood for a bit. And even if you read Kingdom Come, which a lot of people don't read the comics, but when you read Kingdom Come, he stuck around for a while as well and even wanted the Joker to stand trial. It was only when the Joker was killed by Magog and the people embraced him that he was like, okay, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
That's why. And it's really annoys me when people take Injustice as like an accurate representation of what would happen. And I'm like, no, it wouldn't. But Brown Story says Nightwing and Connor and Cassandra next Trinity. Yeah, there was, as the Atchins said above, there was a book where they kind of did that. And I'll check that out.
Yeah, I don't see that being a permanent thing, really.
No, it wouldn't be. It's probably for like a story of a possible future that DC always does. You know how they always do those, like with Future State / 5G. This is an alternate future that may or may not happen.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they do with Tom King's Wonder Woman and her daughter, air quotes, when he leaves the book, is they say, no, that's an alternate future. That Trinity is never going to happen.
All right, I got a challenge for you, Jared. Form your own Justice League of 5 DC characters. You cannot use any of the regular Justice League heroes.
Okay, so the
sidekicks are allowed.
So to be clear, I can't use Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, and Cyborg.
You can't use main Flash.
Okay. In that case, Wally West Flash.
Okay.
Mira. I would say probably. You know what? Screw it. Nightwing.
Okay.
I think I think he deserves to be elevated.
Okay.
Probably. Okay, I would do this one. Black Adam as a redemption story.
Okay.
And okay, so that's about 4. So my last member of my Justice League would probably be I would have to say none of the kids, because all those characters except for Damian suck. Probably, you know what? Screw it. Orion.
All right.
And by the way, Brown says, did we ever get to know what happened to the first wife of Batman before he met Catwoman? How did she die? I don't think so.
Wait. There's what continuity are we talking about?
Yeah, I think what Brown is talking about is like Silver Age, because they did have Batman get married to someone.
Didn't he marry Batwoman?
He may have. Which it is really ironic that Batwoman was created as a character where like the concept of Batwoman was created as a character to ward off like rumors that Batman was gay, and then she became the icon.
Yeah, and that was the whole reason they created Batgirl too.
Yeah, exactly. But it's even more ironic with Batgirl because she became an LGBT icon.
Batwoman did.
Yeah. Batwoman, exactly. And it wouldn't be until like Rucka on the 52 series that Batwoman as a concept would be a lesbian character, because that's where Kate Kane first appeared.
Yeah, because I think up until that point, Batwoman hadn't been seen since like the late 60s.
Yeah, exactly. And that also was when Renee Montoya was made a lesbian, by the way.
Yeah, I don't like them turning making Renee Montoya the question. I really do not like that change.
Okay, why?
It's another one of those like, okay, let's just give a minority female character the mantle of a popular character. We can't let her stand on her own 2 feet. Never mind the fact Renee Montoya has existed for 20, 30 years. We can't just give her own original identity. No, she has to steal it from someone else. I'm sorry, I'm just tired of that.
Yeah, that's true. And there's a clip of Darwin Cook saying, "I'm tired of when they turn characters that have no history of being gay."
See, Batwoman is different because she hadn't appeared in literally decades. They could have done anything with that character and it would have been fine. She hadn't existed really in decades. So it was Plus, here's the thing. Crisis had happened between her last appearance and this appearance, so you could say this is just a different version of Batwoman. Like 2 generations of comic fans had grown up not even knowing she existed. So I think it was right that for the picking. Fine. It's just with like Renee Montoya's where I'm like, okay, guys. Because she was, and the Question was still an active character that a lot of people knew and loved. And Renee Montoya is a character that existed for a very long time. Like that people also really like. I like her. I like her a lot. She's a really great character. It's just Giving
really,
another character sloppy seconds is not respectful to her. Is my opinion.
yeah, exactly. And the thing about it, that was done by Greg Rucka. And the thing about Greg Rucka, he's always trying to make characters LGBTQ. Like he's the one that tried to say that Wonder Woman was bi purely because she comes from an island of only women.
We've had this discussion before. He's definitely LGBT friendly, maybe even an ally.
Yeah,
because she grew up like to her, it being lesbian is as simple as breathing. You know, like is that like if she's fully on board with like other people doing that? Yes, of course. She grew up around it. Is that she herself? You know.
I personally don't think so, but that's just me. So Titans of Tomorrow appeared in Super Sons, so it's possible that Connor, Cassie, and Nightwing, or as a new Trinity, may still be on the table. If that's still canon and appear in Super Sons, no wonder we don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'll just repeat what I said before. It's like they may do it for like 6 months or a year, but the status quo always reasserts itself in the end.
Even if it's like a future, because here's the thing: Connor and Dick becoming Batman, becoming Superman and Batman respectively. That I could see. It's where you get into the Wonder Girls, who takes over as Wonder Woman. That I'm like, okay, it's a little bit much.
Donna Troy is a Dick Grayson of the Wonder Girls. It's,
yeah,
you know.
So it's probably that like they did that one because she's the one that's strictly Wonder Girl and not necessarily like her own identity. So I could kind of see that. Plus, here's the thing: that when they killed when they killed Diana in Deceased, they made Cassie Wonder Woman. And if I remember correctly, Donna's like not in that. By the way, Brown says, Jared, Julie Madison was the first wife of Batman before he met Catwoman, the Golden Age, not the Silver Age. Oh, okay. But Batman also had a sister then, and no, it's not Batwoman. Oh. So having them return in 2017 Super Sons is interesting. Yeah, but the Super Son book altogether was not that interesting.
Yeah, like they played around with giving Superman a kid as far back as like the 60s. Like I remember like this there was like this one Jimmy Olsen story from the 60s where he got engaged to Superman's daughter. It was like he's secretly Supermade.
Supermade, jeez. There was this great comic series called Milk Wars where like DC got super corporate, and so DC wanted to reboot essentially because they felt like everything had like tainted the milk. So when the characters actually drink this actual milk, they revert into like the 1950s versions of themselves. Like Superman becomes a character named Milkman Man.
Milkman Man.
And Wonder Woman becomes Wonder Wife.
Oh, God. By the way, I found the cover.
Oh, jeez. And by the way...
I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah. Atchison says, the Super Sons concept is stupid. It never interested me. Yeah, it did. Oh, God.
Okay,
the son of Jimmy Olsen?
Okay, please show this. This is gold.
Jimmy Olsen, the son of Jimmy Olsen. Wait, is that Lois he's kissing?
No.
Oh, she's secretly Supermade. Oh God. Oh, Lola Kent. What the hell?
Oh, I love 60s comics.
Yeah, there was also one in Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, where Lois wants to know if Superman will still love her if she were black. So she has Superman put her in a machine that makes her a black woman, including changing the hairdo and everything. So literally, Lois Lane has done blackface.
Oh God.
So if everything's canon, DC, how about that?
I remember reading this one story where like Lois is going through all of her greatest stories, and then Superman tells the only reason they happen is because Superman helped her. Like there was this one story where like she's trying to get this picture of like a guy and he's wearing a mask. All of a sudden, like a gust of wind goes and like blows his face off. that's only because Superman was trying to like put out a forest fire, so he's using his breath, and like the wind came out that far.
That's good. I love that. I love that.
We need to review like old Superman stories at some point.
Yeah, exactly. So then, so by the way, so when Talani and I were watching Superman and Lois, they did something hilarious. So they actually have Lex Luthor call out Lois, and she's saying that like, okay, wait a second, Lois. So let me get this straight. You got all these like stories and exclusives and stuff because your husband's Superman. And she couldn't answer that, and that completely like made her fall apart. And I'm like, yay, thank you. All right, look up Titans of Tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do it right now. Let me do that. Titans of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Let me see, what is this? Oh, okay. I think I remember seeing this. All right, here we go. I remember seeing some type of discussion about this. So look at that.
What in the mid 2000s is that?
Yeah, I know. Oh God.
That art looks straight out of 2004.
Yeah, it does. It does. By the way, Brown says, Jared, what happened to the Master Chief when he got lost in space at the end of Halo 3? He ended up on a Forerunner Shield world on Halo 4.
Master Chief, do you mind telling me what you're doing with that Xbox 360? Sir,
finishing this fight. By the way, the reason why that's like an abrupt ending is because that's where it was. What's Halo 3 was actually supposed to be the rest of Halo 2. Like really they had this big story plan. They ran out of time, so they're like, cut it.
What's your favorite Halo game?
Oh, probably Reach, because that one's like you can cut. Not only can you customize your Spartan, but your custom character will show up in every cutscene, and it really delves into like war and like lost stuff. Because if you're a Halo fan that knows the lore, you know that fighting on Reach is a losing battle. So it's like
objective survive.
Yeah, exactly. And that's literally the last mission. Ashton says his favorite Halo is 3. A lot of people say their favorite's 3.
Okay.
That was like the one that like see without Halo, I can confidently say we wouldn't have at least an Xbox, because the Xbox didn't really launch with like a ton of like really like explosive, I'll put it, exclusives. Then when Halo launched concurrently with the Xbox, people were buying the console just to play Halo 1.
I mean, obviously, you know, it was originally a Mac game.
I know.
So Jared, tell me, when you first saw that presentation, the Apple keynote address, where Steve Jobs says, "Oh, and our next big Mac game is Halo," and they demo it, what was your first reaction when you saw that clip?
Well, remember, I'm not old enough to remember watching that clip, that actual presentation.
Watching it, I was in the audience.
My first Halo game was Halo 3, as a matter of fact. And remember, because I rented it at Blockbuster.
Oh, you're old, sir.
Yes, I know, but not as old as you. I always liked the simplicity of the first Halo game. I didn't care for the Covenant Elite part. You mean Halo 2 in terms of like because you can play as an elite later on in the game. 3 had the best multiplayer, as one of the best game trailers ever. Yeah, they had some fantastic marketing for Halo 3. Like they made an entire like model battlefield to promote it.
Was it Halo 2 or Halo 3? Where they did the I Love Bees ARG.
I Love Bees. Hang on.
Because I know there was like one of the Halo games. They did like one of the earliest ARGs to market a game. Alternate reality game. It's something you see more nowadays. But back in the 2000s.
It's Halo 2.
Wait, you never heard of that?
Nope.
That was like a viral marketing campaign for Halo 2. In fact, there was this great story where like you had to call in using payphones. Who remembers those? Mm-hmm. And apparently, one of the guys was trying to call in during a hurricane, and the person on the other line was supposed to role play or whatever. At one point, the guy like broke characters. And says, "Dude, it's a hurricane. Get some shelter."
Yeah, that's a good one. I also remember
Also-
Halo were the first games where I went to a midnight release. I did it for Halo Reach. And what I did, see, this is the advantage of being homeschooled. I did extra schoolwork like the day before so that after I got the game, the next morning I woke up at 7 a.m. and played from that time to 7 p.m. straight.
Nice.
I did that. I played the campaign like twice. I played some firefights and multiplayer. So yeah, I was like ensconced. And then I went to like every midnight release. They stopped doing it around the time Halo 5. They did one for, they did one for at least the ones I went to were Reach, 4, and Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, it's just not the same really anymore. I've gone to a few myself, which, by the way, there will be a future Friday Night Frenzy.
Yeah, that has to be, because I'm sorry. Those were like some of the best memories ever, because it's like you're with people that obviously are really into the game because they're there at midnight.
Yeah. And like the activities you that sometimes would have plans and then like
Do you know what they did, by the way? There was a GameStop for the launch of Modern Warfare 2. They legit had a fake war happen.
Oh, I actually was watching a video where they talked about that, and they actually got in some hot water for that.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I'm like, what the? Do you know someone had to call the police at one point? My first Halo game as a gift from my cousin, bro. He left for London. Oh, before he left for London, I was occupying his home in the meantime and his game collection. Good times. Oh yeah, that's a good one. And I remember I played Halo 3, really dug it, obviously. And then I went to, and then that Christmas is when I got Halos 1 and 2. And I remember because in Halo 3, the elites team up with you halfway through the game, spoiler alert. But I remember Halo 1, I was so confused because they were shooting at me and I'm like, we're allies. It was really tough. But and I remember, so I played through that, and then that was like my game for so long. Like my buddies of mine would play 2 games, Halo and Call of Duty Zombies. Like we had full-on teams that would play Call of Duty Zombies.
Okay.
And so we did that. It's like I remember there was this one summer, I think it was 2013, 2014. Every night we were playing Halo Black Ops Zombies. And we had a regular group of guys that were like, okay, so we're going to be on that. Ashton says Call of Duty peaked at World at War. Black Ops 6 is actually really good. So I'm gonna give the plus to Black Ops 6. Plus Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, the remakes were really good as well. So I'm not gonna like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question: have you ever played any of the crossovers that Master Chief has crossover in other games? Like, have you played Dead or Alive 4?
No.
Master Chief is in it.
Okay. What are some other crossovers he's been in?
He was in Killer Instinct reboot. The Arbiter is anyway.
I have that. I have that game and that character.
Oh, he's in Microsoft Flight Simulator. They added the Pelican to that.
Yes, I have flown that. It was kind of cool. As you're flying it, there's a switch that you can hit on the Pelican where it'll start playing the Halo theme. My complaint, by the way, about the Pelican, you can't fly it into space. And I'm like, it's the Pelican!
And since it's Flight Simulator, you can go everywhere. You could make the Pelican fly over your house.
What my friend and I did once is that we got in an F-18 Hornet and flew it and landed it in the Disney World parking lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. So we
know
did
what
that.
you do. You landed in Main Street, USA.
Yeah, Brown says, so what is your non-diplomatic option in Final Fantasy? I haven't played Final Fantasy.
I am a huge Final Fantasy fan, and I love the series dearly. So, yes, I am the fan.
Yes, of course. I'm the most. So the other games that I've really played and liked. So for the longest time, it was Halo, Gears, and Call of Duty were like my mains. And then I obviously got started with Mass Effect, and I really got into Mass Effect. Like again,
All right, who's
it
your
was a
companion?
spring break. Hang on, I got Mass Effect 3 when it first came out, and I played the campaign like 5 times.
You cheeky bastard.
All
All right. So, my girl's Liara, but my bro is Garrus. Oh my god, I love having Garrus as a companion.
Garrus is so cool. So my girl is Ashley and my bro is Garrus.
You like the space racist?
No, but she gets a redemption arc.
I'm sorry, the joke was too good.
Yeah, and it's always vacillated between Ashley and Miranda for me. And I have
Miranda.
full playthroughs of the trilogy with both.
I'm currently on and off doing a playthrough of 2. I kind like Jack's kind of cool. Tally is he's just adorable.
Tally's great. I love Tally.
I want to protect Tally at all costs.
You can romance Tally in 2.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know. Said Captain Kirk.
Green skin, dark skins, light skins. I don't care. I'll do them all.
That's a good one. I love that.
Kirk was many things. He did not discriminate.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a piece of advice, Nick. And I know I've said this before. I just want to reiterate: do every side mission do every loyalty mission. You get the best ending that way.
Yep, I've been working on that. Because I'm right before the Omega 4 relay thing, and I've been trying to make sure I have everything done before I go there.
Yeah, because that will have if you don't do the loyalty missions, it'll have ramifications when you import to 3.
Yep, working on it.
Plus, they're also really fun. See, the thing I like about Mass Effect is that they give you like really deep choices, such as who do you save, Caden or Ashley? And I was like, sorry, Caden, but I want to sleep with Ashley.
Caden is just a block of wood that I have no interest in.
He was a boring character. He gets more development in 3 if you save him instead of Ashley, obviously. But I'm sorry, I kind of liked Ashley's like redemption arc a little more.
I wonder how many people actually saved Caden, because in Mass Effect 1, he's so boring. I think most people are like, okay, fine, we'll just Ashley is at least interesting.
By the way, statistically, most people play as female Shepherd. I wonder why. You think it's because of a hailstorm?
Maybe.
Brown Destroyer says, other day we were talking about Vandal Savage as a potential main villain for the Gunverse. What could be his origin story this time, since he has so many in DC Comics? I would stick with the classic one about him being like a caveman that was exposed to that meteorite.
Yeah,
I think that would be the best. But so Nick, what's your favorite like squad like lineup for Mass Effect so far?
All right, so I'm in Mass Effect 2. Basically, it's myself, Garrus, and Kasumi.
Kasumi's cool. I like her.
I like she's a ninja. As soon as battle starts, she goes to self and starts like sneak attacking people. I like it.
That was a good one. With me, it depends on the mission, but like, and the game, obviously. But in terms of Mass Effect 1, it's Ashley and Garrus. In terms of Mass Effect 2, most of the time it's Miranda and probably Thane. And then 3, it's when I can, it's Garrus and James because they have good banter.
I think for me, Mass Effect 1, it was either Garrus or Rex.
I love Rex.
Oh god, I love him in Mass Effect 2.
Did you save him in 1?
Yeah.
Good. So you were able to bring him along to the end of the game. Good.
Yeah, like, dude, I could. There's no way I could kill my bro.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, nope, I'm not. I'm keeping him alive. Because he's a Krogan. You gotta love a Krogan.
Okay, I once tell me if this is true. I once saw like this little like TikTok thing where apparently if you cure the genophage, Rex is getting so much tail. It's like, oh god.
Yep, that is true. That is very true. That is very true. And then he says he named one of his kids after me.
One of his like 5,000. It's like, I have a line outside my door a mile long.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so wild.
Yeah, Mass Effect is a great trilogy, particularly when you get the Legendary Edition because you have literally everything.
Yes, everything.
Like I loved it because I missed out on the like collector's edition, like digital perks, and when I got the Legendary Edition, I got everything. So I was like, "Oh, this is nice. I like this. Thank you." Plus they vastly improved one. Like the heads-up display is different. The Mako is actually drivable because trust me, the controls on the original Mass Effect 1 when you were driving the Mako royally sucked.
I think I played Mass Effect 1 on PS3 as part of like the trilogy edition for PS3. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, so when I was playing 1, I was like, oh, this is drivable now. Thank you, BioWare. I can actually not like jump around everywhere and get killed.
Hot take, I actually enjoyed the Mako missions in Mass Effect 1.
Those are fun. I really like that. I also liked how many planets you could land on. So, you know, it's kind of funny, Nick. You could fly, you could land and explore more planets in Mass Effect 1 than you could in Starfield.
Another one of my favorite things in Mass Effect 2 is you can actually go to our solar system. And if you go to Uranus and you launch a probe, it says, really, Shepard?
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously? Did you get to probe Uranus?
I love it. That's so good.
It's one of those things where like the developers like, we know what you're doing, we know why you're doing this, so we're going to acknowledge it. Please move on.
Yeah. All right. So, what other questions do you guys have for us in the chat while we have this conversation? But by the way, so Nick, so obviously when we played Gotham, actually, wait. Oh yeah, it's not split screen. It's not crossplay, so we can't do this. But anyway, so have you played Terminator Extinction? Asked Brownish Royale. I want to. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good too.
I want to play the RoboCop game.
Oh, it's made by the same people.
Yeah, so I definitely have to check that out.
Yeah,
so,
RoboCop Rogue City. It has like even a morality system in it too.
Oh, that's dope. So Nick, so what do you so now that I finally got you to play to actually commit to playing Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights, which one are you the most excited to play?
Neither. I hate your guts.
Well, at least Gotham Knights is less like offensive to you than Suicide Squad.
I was actually thinking about buying Gotham Knights at some point because I figure it's worth at least $10.
Yeah, both games are really worth like $5 max. So that's like, all right, you really got it.
Squad, I stayed away from principle because I just do not like that game. Gotham Knights looked at least like okay. Maybe it'll worth like $5-10.
And you know, it's kind of funny. I was watching Gameverse made a documentary about Gotham Knights, and one of the things that they've said is that what a lot of people have said about Gotham Knights is that underneath this shell is a fantastic game.
Yeah, like if they didn't have like the loot system and just had like occasional unlocks of stuff, it might actually be a decent game, I imagine.
Yeah, and then Brown says, other than a comics geek, what are your favorite sports? Hockey, football, baseball? I like pretty much all sports except soccer.
I'm not much of a sports guy, though I do enjoy like some of the extreme sports like snowboarding, some skateboarding stuff. The only sports team that I really do consider myself a fan of is University of Michigan football. Go Blue.
Yeah. Spartans, what is your profession? That was such a good moment. But yeah, so yeah, it's because with Gotham Knights, it's like, see, here's the thing about the game is like when you is that for one thing, if for one thing it gives Batman like a solid like going out moment. So I'm like, okay, this is actually really cool. And it's a little bit more respectful to Batman than Suicide Squad.
Yeah, they still do the Batman's dead. We're gonna kill him. We're gonna revive him, then kill him again.
But still, both times he like goes out like a boss, like the way Batman would. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's lazy writing, but it's not like with Suicide Squad where he's just shot in the face.
I'm telling you, Jared, that DLC where they revive him respectfully, it better come out. If it doesn't, I will have words for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. See, again, what I've said many times is that what they're doing right now is they're limping along because they're going to what they're gonna at least do. Here's my prediction: they're gonna release the next deal, the next like season, which includes Slade Wilson, and then that's gonna be the one where Batman and Superman are both alive, and then that'll be like the end. They'll beat Brainiac there. Then what they'll do is they'll release a patch where it takes away the online components of the game so you can play it offline.
Let us hope, because I'm sorry, I don't have as much faith as you. I would not be surprised if they just cancel all feature DLC before that happens. So the last time we see Arkham Batman is he's getting shot in the head like a little BI.
Well, here's the thing, even beyond Batman, because they'll want to make eventually a Superman game in the Arkhamverse. They can't while he's dead.
I mean, I've said this before, like, why use the Arkhamverse? Why not just start a new one? Like, why keep trying to, like, limp along this universe that is literally at the end of its line? I don't really see a point to, like, just start a new universe.
Yeah, I feel like, the story would have worked more because there were a few references to the Arkham games, but you could have cut those out and then just like said, okay, it's in its own separate universe. That would have kind of worked. I still think, see, here's the thing. If it weren't in the Arkhamverse, I think people would have still been a little pissed off because it's still played by Kevin Conroy. But I feel like they would have been less pissy about it because it's not the Arkham Batman.
Yeah, and now that Kevin Conroy is dead, that's all the more reason to not do Arkhamverse. Just as long as you have that Arkham tag to it, you're always going to be in the shadow of Kevin Conroy. If you do a new universe, then that gives you free reign to bring in whoever you want as Batman. And because it's not Arkham, you don't have people like saying, oh, you're disrespecting Kevin Conroy.
That's why I think what's probably going to happen. That's why I do think they will at least revive Batman and Superman, because what they want, because if they decide to like move away from the Arkhamverse, or at least move away from making games post Arkham Knight and Suicide Squad and just stick to like prequel games, they'll probably treat this more like a speed bump. So they're like, just bring them back to life so that this can just be a speed bump. And it's like, this is not like the end for that Batman. He's still.
Here's the other wrinkle that nobody has mentioned. If you're going to revive Batman, he's going to talk, but he has no voice. Because supposedly Crisis was his last voice role.
Yeah, but here's the thing. From what I heard, Kevin recorded like all of his lines, because what people don't realize is that when they do deals, they record everything the character's going to say in the entire lineup of the game, including post-launch content.
Let us hope.
Let us hope that it could be like that. That's not true, but from what I heard from people familiar with the situation, Conroy at least recorded everything up until the actual end of the game. Batman's alive, so we will hear Conroy.
That is if they don't cancel the DLC. I think if they do cancel the DLC, they might release the voice files in like a video just to get it out there.
Or what they might do, they might just release like all the cutscenes and cut it together like a movie and just like say, here you go.
That and if they already have the voice files, and because if we know that like, oh, Kevin Conroy recorded voice files that will never get, like, people will want to hear those voice files.
That'll be the next Restore the Snyderverse thing.
Restore the Conroy verse.
Yeah, which again, that's at the very least. I know that's what I think they're gonna do. They're gonna at least bring back Batman, because I think WB gets at this point that if they leave it the way it is, they then hurt the legacy of Kevin Conroy, and that's a massive PR blast.
Like, yeah, his last line in Crisis, as corny as they were a good enough, like, I'm gonna be the last thing being Batman. Like, as Kevin Conroy's last line, perfect. As a line in a movie, it's a bit stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Forget Arkhamverse. How about starting? Yeah, exactly. That's what I think they will do. I don't think they'll make. I think what they'll do is they'll make a new game universe, like, outside of the Arkhamverse. Maybe when they make an Arkham game, it'll be like a prequel, like during the Arkham Origins timeline, and then just leave it. That's at least what I would do. I mean, you could see what they could do is make an effort and make a game that takes place after Suicide Squad, because here's why. Assuming that they do what everyone wants them to do in that game. That's a big if. But assuming that they don't screw it up and it turns out to be really good, then Suicide Squad becomes just a roadblock, because every developer has had a bad game. That can be just that one speed bump that we went through, and then we're still good. We still can do this.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like that one piece of continuity that technically still exists, but you never mention it and you just pretend it never happened, but it still technically happened in your universe.
Yeah, that's why I think at the very least they'll just they'll finish Suicide Squad, do another game to take place after this, maybe a Justice League game where the Justice League has to earn back the public's trust. Obviously, with Batman, that becomes much more complicated, but they can probably just recast someone to play Batman. But anyway.
I mean, with Batman, they should have done what they originally planned and just give us Arkham Legacy with Damian.
Which, that's the other thing they can do.
That's what their original plan. That was what they originally planned to do after Night.
No, but I mean, they could do that now, because that way they don't have to worry about Batman. They have Damian. They could even have, like allusions to the Justice League earning people's trust back and stuff.
Okay, a Snyderverse game, and they bring back all the actors to voice their roles.
That would be honestly really cool. I would like that. That'd be really dope. Although I don't trust modern game developers to do the Snyderverse properly. That's the thing. I'm like, But anyway, so I think that's a good place to leave it. So
no. There's a scene where you have to meet, where Superman has to go meet Diana in a coffee shop, and as Superman's walking around the coffee shop, in the front it's just this guy in like a really nice suit, and he sees and if you talk to him, like, "Hello, I'm Zack Snyder."
yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up, and in terms of, I want to remind people about what the next episode is. Next episode of Superman, the animated series, is going to be Double Dose. Livewire teams up with Parasite to confront and defeat Superman. So
electrifying.
Yeah, for content this week that you're going to see on Comics League is on Wednesday. I'm releasing a video on if I wrote Wonder Woman. Here's what I would do, and obviously, if you guys become a member, you get that video a night early. And then for Thursday, for my gaming stream, I'm going to start a playthrough of Marvel's Avengers to alternate in with Lego Batman. And Under Two Capes, we're still figuring out. Movie Night, we're still figuring out. Super Wonder Legacy, Britt and I are going to discuss. Let me get to there. Adapting the Wonder Woman comic, A Day in the Life of Diana. So there you go. Oh, and then wait, Max says, I don't think Suicide Squad is worth the time or work, or when it sells less than $5. Suicide Squad is a franchise killer. Yeah, I do think after this, WB is gonna hold off on making Suicide Squad things, I think.
So in other words, they finally listened to Stop trying to make Suicide Squad a thing. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. But anyway, so Nick, where can we find you and what have you got coming on your channel?
All right. Well, tomorrow we have we're going to be putting together a J.K. Simmons cinematic universe. That's right. We'll be connecting Spider-Man with Justice League, Legend of Korra, Whiplash. We'll be having lots of fun with that one. And at some point, Jared will try and claim witness protection. And then
there's so many ways I can claim that.
Yeah, that is true. On Tuesday, we're continuing with some more Digimon. But then Friday, we're having Ship Wars, where we're going to debate the merits of Aerith or Tifa. Which one is better for Cloud in Final Fantasy VII? That is going to be a Thunderdome. Jared's going to be serving as moderator. Then on Saturday, I continue my ventures in Breath of the Wild Pirate Edition.
Heck yeah. And then 2 weeks is when he plays Suicide Squad. So here we go. So stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane and Steve Trevor and Steve Never. She belongs to General Zod. Zois and Max Abat for life. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.